Good morning. This is Neeraj Kumar Srivastava, again presented before you people to discuss something on general management. This is class of MCA 4th semester. Let me write down 4th semester, and this is the class of 405, CS 405. Today we will discuss something on managerial concepts or the general management. In last two classes, we came to know what is marketing management, what is management, and some aspects, some concepts or some dimensions of management. Today, we will sum up this class of management by knowing some interesting and important aspects of management. So let's start our discussion with what is process of management. When we talk about process of management, then functions of management or the managerial activities comes in our mind. If we arrange these managerial activities into sequential form, into hierarchical form, then we can conveniently say that this belongs to process of management. So when we talk about process of management, we have to see towards various activities arranged in the sequential manner, various managerial activities. Now, these managerial activities can be broadly grouped into 5 different activities. As we also discussed in our last class, these activities can be narrated in terms of planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. In acronym, we can say POSDC. P for planning, O for organizing, S for staffing, D for directing, C for controlling. Now we should give a brief look upon these functions in order to understand this. Planning. When we talk about planning, then naturally a process comes in our mind through which we foresee the future, we plan for the future, we design the future course of action. Why we should design the future course of action? Because we want to achieve some pre-stated goals, objectives. For achieving pre-stated objectives or goals, we have to chalk out certain course of activities. So 2 things are important. First, to set the goals, and second, to chalk out the activities in order to achieve the goals. So we set different type of plans, and all the plans are essentially integrated to decision making of the managers. Manager has to decide what should be the optimum objectives beneficial for the organization, and what should be optimum course of action to achieve those objectives. So all the managers have to seek the objectives in most effective and efficient manner. These all come under the purview of, say, decision making and ultimately planning process. We have to set purpose, mission, objectives, policy, programs, budgets, These all are in fact various plans. Now, in planning, we saw that how to achieve the future goals or management desired goals. Now, after this one, manager forward to next, organizing. Once management plans, then for implementing the planning, organizing is must. What does it mean exactly, organizing? Organizing is a managerial functions to assign needed resources, all needed resources to the organization for achieving predetermined goals. There might be n number of resources like main, like material, like machine, technology, methods, like information, and all the needed resources which can be assumed as the inputs for the conversion of required output. These all inputs, these all resources, managers have to estimate and then procure, then disseminate to achieve the goals. And this whole process underlie the organizing. In organizing, all the resources can be conveniently grouped into two broad groups. It can be classified under two broad groups. First one is human organization, the other one is material organizations. In human organizations, we decide about the job, we bring personnel or the human resource to carry on the jobs and to achieve the goals. And in material organizations, we arrange all the needed raw materials, informations, and other services. Those are needed for conversion of input into output. Here we try to establish viable relationship among man to man, man to material, and material to material. So establishing the relationship by means of designing a particular structure of various positions, and ultimately to establish the relationship among these positions come in this organizing function. After planning and organizing, managers move to third important function, staffing. Staffing is the managerial activity through which managers ensure all the organizational positions must be fulfilled by requisite talents, human skills, and for the purpose they appoint the needed human personnel, needed staff. And as we all know, recruitment and selection is not one-time process. This is the continuous process, because organization has to change. It may change its structure. It may expand its activities in other domain area, or organization can spread through geographical areas, or many people may quit the organization on their own accord, or they might be expelled from the organization because of non-efficiency, or some may die, some may retire. So because of these all phenomena, managers need to be vigilant enough to keep all the positions fulfilled at all the required length of time in the organization. So in a staffing, manager has to think about manpower planning, recruitment, selection, training, development, say compensations, performance appraisal, and so on. After the staffing functions, managers move to direction. Here, managers have to think how to direct human resources in the most efficient manner so that they can achieve pre-stated goals effectively and economically. When we talk about direction, then three important activities, managerial activities, come at front. First activity is communication. Second activity is leadership. And third activity is motivation. Communication, leadership, and motivation. Communication, as we all know, this is a process of transferring message and understanding to other people. That is very important to direct the human force, because managers many times pass the order, pass the guidelines to their subordinates, and they receive the feedback. Communication can be assumed as the lifeblood for direction as well as for organization as a whole. Leadership. Every manager is a leader. Now, question arises, what is leadership, or what should be the most important quality of a leader? Leader is a person who can guide, who can influence to their people in order to achieve certain objectives. So this is undoubtedly very important job of all the managers, to guide, to supervise, to influence their subordinates in order to achieve their best, and ultimately all the say departmental goals or the sectional goals, or ultimately the organization's goal, or whatever may be. Leadership. Now, motivation. Motivation is a managerial activity to arouse the desire in their subordinates to do their best and to achieve the group goals. Now, this activity of arousing the desire is stimulating the the desire is the motivation, and managers must have to do this important activity of motivation. So these three managerial activities are essential part of supervision, and ultimately supervision comes in the broad group of activities, managerial activities, that is direction. Planning, organizing, staffing, directing. Last but not least important is controlling. In controlling, managers measure ongoing performance of their departments, sections, or a specific job. They measure those functions, and then they compare the ongoing functions with standards. Standards, those were set at the time of planning itself. In fact, every goal, every policy, every program is a standard. So managers try to confirm those standards with ongoing actual performance. And if they find any serious deviation particularly negative. Then they try to find out reasons of these deviations, and after identifying these reasons, they install such type of program, they install such type of activities through which the deviations can be removed and desired positions might be restored, so that events confirm the plans. So we talked about these important activities. Now we move to next important segment, that is skills of managers. Now if we talk about the managerial skills, then this is a kind of managerial abilities. Let me write down. It is a kind of say managerial abilities to translate knowledge into performance. Knowledge they are having, but that is not enough. They have to perform, they have to actualize their knowledge for achieving the goals. And this is possible through skill. Now question arises, what are those needed skills which are important for the managers to perform their functions effectively and efficiently? These skills might be categorized into three broad groups. First is conceptual skill. Or design skill. Second one, conceptual skill or design skill. Second one is social skill. And third one is technical skill. Now see, manager has to perform diverse activities. They have to perform n number of activities. They have to set goals. They have to guide their people. They have to represent the organizations. They have to liaison with various external bodies. They are accountable to run the organization smoothly. So for performing all these activities, they must carry these set of skills. Now what is conceptual skill? This is related with the idea. They have to assess the environmental forces. They have to assess their own capabilities, and accordingly they have to set the goals. They have to chalk out, they have to plan for the activities to achieve the goals. So assessing the present, assessing the future come under conceptual skill. Undoubtedly this is related with idea. Now next one is social skill. Here managers have to have the skill of how to communicate effectively with their people, how to behave with their people. So it is a sort of behavior, a type of behavior through which they can ensure organizational efficiency. Third one is technical skill. Technical skill is related with material transformations into output and various techniques, methods, and so on. So these all are important for the managers. Today, this is enough. Thank you for today. In next class, we will try to appreciate our knowledge a little bit more. Thank you.